Hello, folks. I'm the Red. This is Hollywood Animal. And last we left off, we had just gotten contacted by the Mafia, by Mafia Don, to produce the movie The Sicilian Tiger. Uh, we've got Peter Holland here starring in it. We didn't work with this writer before. He hasn't actually produced anything before. Um, But he was hired by the Mafia Don, who we can't see here, and is not one of our contacts yet because we haven't actually finished his movie. He'll only let us contact him freely once we finish his movie. But we promised him to do it within a year, to release it within a year with a star, a rising star, which um Peter Holland more than covers. He's a superstar. And we also had the year-end review where we learned that The American Dream was not the most fan favorite movie, but it was the second most fan liked movie over the course of the year. So that's good. We've got some gifts rolling in. Don't start without me. Let's see where this is in post-production. Let's see what type of movie this is, actually. I don't quite remember this one. It's didn't fare well under post-production, but nothing does right now. Our post-production team and equipment just isn't that good. So, another Peter Holland movie. He's a cop on a tropical island, takes on an evil witch. There's unrequited love and a love triangle. I think none of these are things we care about the freshness of at the moment. I mean, they're all good. And moreover, nothing else is coming out that we need to stop for. If there was a love interest, I'd halt it for a moment so that it doesn't overlap with the Sicilian Tiger, because love interests are already getting a little stale, and the Sicilian Tiger has one. Because it's largely a story. Well, half of it, the latter half of it, is largely about how the Mafia Don met his wife. Uh, and I guess we've got a cop on a tropical island. Uh, looks like he. I mean, there's a love triangle, but there's no third character here. So it's a love triangle with a minor character. Let's go with this one. We can set up distribution right now. The mayor's daughter comes out the start of the year. January. We're gonna push this back to March. Let's give it all of our theaters, but this could also take I'm gonna guess 5,000, 3,000. Let's make this 2,500, not 250. Off by factor of 10. You could do the printings in the cheaper company. They take slower, but they'll get it done. Start 5 weeks early, run 4 weeks after. And cop love triangle. It was love triangle and unrequited love. There's no romance. And the antagonist gets killed at the end. The witch. This is a little bit of an odd movie. I'm gonna go the kids, the boys. Let's put it on billboards. And then this is newspapers. Billboards and newspapers, I think, are everyone. And then we're a boys' audience. And I think that should be fine. It's a little low in terms of our usual spending, but I'm fine enough with that. Now let's start time rolling along. Love interests are fresh again. We're facing a difficult economic situation in the country, so the theater managers are offering to let people in for free if they can't afford a ticket. The system works like this. They got to show an unemployment certificate, which they can get at the labor exchange. If there's a free seat in the hall, they can watch a film without paying. What do you think? Would support the people, and you're not losing anything. No one's paying for the free seats. I'm not against it. And then a marriage at an impasse. It's a mediocre script. Felix learned from it. It's again another fairly empty script. We're gonna shelve that one too. And then Felix, you are our romance writer. We've got an adventure, a daring adventure on a tropical island. Action thriller. Boone, you might actually better write that. And then Felix, try to get me another idea. You're almost 50% chance each time you do it at this point. Saber in the Sleeve is ready to go into post. Finished with filming. Filming went decently. And everyone's learning from it. Happiness of the crew was good. It started in post. Editor Emma. Simmons is our composer. He's our only composer right now, right? No, I guess he's not. Anyway, start post-production on that. The Empty Saloon is about to finish post. The 20,000 spent on it. It's gonna lose actually a fair bit. This is a love interest. I'm going to sit on this. It's got nudity in it. Action, comedy, adventure, wayward soul, corrupt official, love interest, sweethearts stay together. It's a very modern movie. Let's go with this. We're gonna say hit distribution here, but then I'm just going to leave it here and back out, and it'll go into our distribution channel, but we're gonna wait. We're gonna release that after the Sicilian Tiger. Will Doyle, why are you... Oh, can we help you with that? Can we help you with your alcoholism? Freelance writer's office. Matthew Lambert, maintenance. I'm gonna start having you do 1% speed ups that we don't have to pay for. Let's get our own team to finish working on the freelance writer's office. Mayor's daughter is about to release. Dirt does not exist on Peter Simon. Okay, good to know. Mayor's daughter is getting 1-star reviews. Ah, there's a 2-star. The film sacrifices interest for spectacle, but they forgot to add the spectacle. Well. Well. I mean, what do I say to that? Everyone learned from it. The mayor's daughter... Oh, this is another love interest movie. So... I mean, we've already committed to releasing it. It's gonna push love interest back into being a little stale. Which... The September of 32. We're in January. I don't know. Our public relations executive. Last weekend, there was a charity dinner at the Woodchuck Hotel. They were raising money to save some forests, or was it children? Maybe forest children. I can't remember exactly. Don't even ask me why they didn't invite us. Gerstein had long since arranged for his protege, Melo, to represent the film industry. The girl is incredibly talented, but she can't hold her liquor. Rather than blowing past the crowd of reporters like normal people, the poor thing poured out her soul to them for 40 minutes. First, she talked about her ex, then about how hard it was for her to cope with the geese when her parents sent her to live on a farm at the tender age of 7. And the loudmouth bird finished off by throwing mud on all the competing film studios. Everyone got it, but us especially. I'd rather go back to Nebraska and carry pig shit on my back from morning to night than work with those worms. Yep, that's what she said. What a hoot it would be if she ate her words and had to sign a contract with us. True, she's tied to Gerstein Brothers for years to come, but there's no tie that can't be broken with a simple folder filled with some juicy dirt. Who was this? What was her name? Melo. Sure. I'd like to take a shot at Gerstein. Let's end distribution of this. The Statue of No Liberty. What we're gonna do is come here. Oh, this is our actors. We've got to go. The casting office, right? Or this is actors, Gerstein Brothers, Melo. Search for dirt. Homer Jones, this is your thing. I'd like to have sent him to go try to find a composer, but... well, it's just not gonna happen right now. Don't start without me. Are you another... Love interest? No, you don't have a love interest. You have love triangle. May Daughter, week 1, almost paid itself off. Thomas Litvin, head of Evergreen Movies. This is another movie studio, one that we haven't interacted with. Our only interactions so far have been with Gerstein. But, this Thomas Litvin has a slightly nicer face? Kinder face? A quiet, leisurely business meeting in a fine restaurant. That's how I hoped we'd meet when the time came, but circumstances dictate otherwise. So let's act like old friends and get straight to business. After that, we'll catch up, I promise. I value fair competition, and I'm not out to ruin anyone. Anybody who gets into a business as tough as this one deserves respect, no questions. Although when Arthur Gerstein is in front of me, I feel like ripping the skin off his smug face. So when he first came to me with this idea of an alliance, I considered throwing the unprincipled leech down the stairs. I'll be damned, but I suppose I should give him some credit. When all those politicians and loudmouth activists start ganging up on our industry, Gerstein was thinking about all of us. Maybe for the first time, he wasn't just covering his own wrinkled ass. He realized the only way to stand up to them was together. And he's the only one with enough connections and influence to unite us all under one flag. I will argue that I don't think that at all means that he is thinking about anyone but himself. He just realizes that the writing's on the wall, and if he doesn't cooperate with everyone else, they might cooperate without him, and then his movie studio would tank, while everyone else's would get along and get going together. Basically, if he doesn't cooperate with everyone, he's going to be the one left out in the cold. Whoever doesn't cooperate is going to be the one left out in the cold, and he just doesn't want to be that one. Though, I bet you're thinking like me, better to mind your own business and not even get into the whole mess. But if we stand aside, we'll get eaten. The alliance is going to happen, with or without us. The only difference is, without us, Gerstein will be running things his way. With us, maybe the voice of reason and decency can drown him out. I'm asking you for your help. Let's support the alliance, and together, prevent it from turning into a charade. Pleased to meet you, Mr. Litvin. Thank you for contacting me. I see your point. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I see the point. Wilfred, do we have any story ideas for you to do? Wilfred, you're a comedy writer. We've got an action movie, Cowboy and Modern America. I'm gonna have Wilfred, I'm gonna have you just try to find us another idea. We've also got one of our better sound stages empty right now. This is not where I go to start pre-production. It's over here. Let's look for decent things. Smell of Metal, Tropical Island. There's a Hopeless Romantic. We can do this one. Let's... One of our cinematographers, Soundstage 4. If I switched you out... No, you're... you are the soundstage one. The other guy is a little more of an on-location shooter. Filming technology. Oh, no. We want the extra. We want the sonotone. Might as well give you all the crew and props that we can, that you might need. Everett Shaw. What have you produced for us? You produced Amnesia, and then Statue of No Liberty more recently. Let's get you another one. Anthony Campbell. Hopeless Romantic. We need a corrupt official. I'll give Lydia that role. And Peter Hollidge, the romantic lead. Is this a romance? It's action comedy. Looks like they're just on a tropical island. He's finding, and he's just looking for treasure. So I don't think romantic in the sense of, you know, romance. He's hopeless romantic as in idealistic. At least that's my interpretation. New script. Wow. It's fresh, but wow, that's a bad movie. Terry, how did you write that bad of a thing? Fantasy Kingdom with a detective, evil witch, angry boss. Let's shelve that. You are an action writer, so let's have you write this action movie idea that we have. You're our best writer, actually. Let's go ahead and start. Wow, that's just terrible. Truly terrible. The Mayor's Daughter, it's through its first 4 weeks. It can continue in our theaters, but let's cut it out of everywhere else. Oscar Morris, my half-sister, died. Just before she passed, she asked me to take care of her 2 young daughters, and of course I couldn't refuse. I'll find them a nanny later, but right now the girls need family. Can you put me on vacation for the next 2 months? Yeah, you can take a vacation to take care of your nieces. A Saber in the Sleeve is through post. And it's going to take some damage for having gone through it. But not as much as it could be. Our post-production... our head of post-production is leveling up. Saber in the Sleep. Hopeless romantic with an evil witch. Tropical Island. There's some ancient puzzle. Unrequited love. Protagonist gets a chance for a better one. This sounds very fantasy. We'll go with that because of the unrequited love. Don't Start Without Me comes here. So, this is Memorial Day. We're gonna get it. Let's rent 6,000 theaters. 2,000, 1,000. Cheap production, slow production. Start 5 weeks early, 4 weeks afterwards. We Uh, I I think I want to go young. We'll put the billboards and then newspapers. Right? That should be good. Confirm that. And let's keep rolling. Peter Hodges, also an alcoholic. Wow. Okay, everyone's just getting hooked on the sauce. May Lowe. History of prostitution. I mean, with that, she'll just come work for us for free for a few years. Yeah. Stolen. They ask no questions. Another script being written. Very mediocre script. We're not usually producing movies like that right now. Henry D'Ambrosio learned something from it. Oh, this is a more complex script. This is actually something Wild West Night. An evil witch. Struggle for a better life, but then he dies anyways. And then Thomas Hayes here. Not finding an idea. We've got nothing, no ideas specifically. I was to take a script here and say Pyrrhic victory. Story work. This is no. Oh, I think what I'm looking for is something we don't have access to yet. Anyways, going to write another movie. Delete this. What writers do we have available? Henry D'Ambrosio, historical romance. So, Story Workshop, we want a historical romance. I'll name it afterwards. Let's just do historical romance in the Wild West. We want a cowboy in the Wild West, right? Our antagonist should be a bandit. Supporting characters. Let us go with a damsel in distress. We want... can't have a Western without a shootout, right? The antagonist escapes justice. The bandits have to be women. Or have to be men. Can't be women. What other themes can we add to this? Love triangle. Maybe a sidekick. And femme fatale. If we're doing a romance, I didn't even really think about that. Protagonist finds love. Let's drop the femme fatale for switch your sidekick to a man, your rival to a woman. Maybe we can drop the I'm sorry, what did we drop? We've got the sidekick, and we can get a theme instead of, say, a bank robbery. Those go well in westerns. Let us go add a little bit of action to it. A little more action than historical. More historical romance with a fair bit of action. And that'll be you, Henry. You can write that. Oh, ooh. Can I rename that? Can I please rename that? Wow. Okay. That's a reminder to name the movie something appropriate first, because I don't like. Please, can I just? I almost want to trash that movie as soon as it comes out, just because the name was, ooh. Can I? Oh, I can rename movies when they're... Okay. I just need to remember to do that while it's in pre-production. Well, okay. Yeah, I can do it even in production. Oh, and you kid, Thomas Hayes. Try to find us another idea. You're not going to do it. You're unlikely to succeed, but try it anyways. The Sicilian Tiger. Has actually been produced for very little. 2nd of September, it'll become fresh again. Well, we do want to at least put it through post right now, right? Well, hold on. Our composer... Okay. I can... what I wanted to do was take... You're doing police surveillance. Homer, you're not doing anything right now. This is not where I need to go. What I need is to come... hire... Composers. You're a xenophobe, Pete. I mean, okay, editors. Well, none of the editors are any better than our current ones, right? Okay. I mean, unless I wanted to hire Billy here. I mean, we're making enough. 48 over 12 months is $500,000. More than $500,000. But the amount you might improve movies by is... Billy, we're gonna hire you. Cillian Tiger, Emma, you can work on it. Billy, you're gonna work on it. Misclick. Go ahead, start post. And we're going to put another movie in production. Wrong thing to click on. The landlord has a love interest, which is stale. Last Pyrrhic Victor, or sorry, I kind of ran that together with The Last Merry Fellow on Earth, which was the other one I was considering. But Pyrrhic Victory, cinematographer, I'm gonna put Harry Ray on this. Well, no. What? Soundstage 3. There we go. Jasper Day, you're gonna take it. I know you prefer to shoot on location, but our sound stages are just better. Once we get better at shooting on location, once we get the office ready to do so, then we'll start letting you do that. What is this? Detective, Bandit, in a Modern America, Slapstick, and then the protagonist dies. Okay, that is a little all over the place. The protagonist dies the thing that jumps out there because it is a comedy. Let's hire a new producer. Let's look for a director first. Will Doyle, do we want to? I guess we want to put you on this. Have it led by Peter Holland. You recently played a detective. I'm actually gonna have Charlie here take the lead, because Peter, you have played a detective recently. And Peter, you can play the bandit. And then, yeah, we need to hire a producer, which we go with free ones. Pete, you're diligent, you're skilled. I don't see anything else here that would make me pick someone else over you. As a producer, I just want to hire you per movie. There we go. And then we actually have to put you on the movie. And start this project. Riots have erupted in theaters across America. Protesters have broken windows and attacked visitors. Over 300 people have been injured and 16 killed. The cause of the riot was the film 601 Skirts, which features two friends going to a luxurious ball organized by the governor of California and competing to see which of them could peek under the most skirts by the end of the evening. Viewers were outraged by the provocative plot. One protester demanded, "Run those Hollywood animals out of the country." Another suggested, "Tax the movie makers so much they die. The only way they'll understand." Well, I don't necessarily agree with that. Movie's a little kind of a silly movie. Why did this take so much to get to this point? Can I get a breakdown of the costs there? Oh, because it's like we're building an island set. Okay, that's probably it. Everything was better than the script. The script was the weak part. Let's start production on that. Sure, let's add someone to security. My last guy... Ooh, I want to... Yeah, I'm going to have to... Okay, first... Oh, you don't need to do that at all. And what happens if I have you stop? Yeah, I need people to... I need to stop putting security on movies. For a very short while. Special tasks. We're gonna put you, Bobby Butler. And Homer. Do I want to upgrade you? I mean, there's a 50-50 chance. I don't think so. Instead, let me go screenwriters. You. Herbert. You're a Gerstein writer. You're a romance writer, which don't think we have, right? If I check our own right now, we have romance. We have 2 romance writers. And one of them's our good writers. One of our good writers. So I said again, screenwriters. We've got action. Action, genre, unrequited love. The hover titles on these are a little weird. Maurice, let's have Homer search you for dirt. Daring adventures are fine again. The alliance begins. The FSAA, Film Studios Alliance of America, the head of the largest film studios in the United States, are establishing a professional alliance. Members of the alliance will jointly regulate the rules of the film business. Do you want to pay a membership fee and become part of the alliance? We can't refuse. Mechanically. A clock with 3 hands. I mean, we've got the one guy who's going to be scoring all of our movies now. I'm gonna hit this to get it out of production officially. Production went okay. Could have been better. And everyone's gonna learn from it. Yeah, this was a mid-tier movie. Cornelius is one of our mid-tier directors. Bob Gray actually got a pretty good actor on it. We're gonna say start post, but then I'm just gonna close it. And honestly, not this. We're gonna come here with our editors. Oliver, you're just like, I'm sorry to let you go because you're not really costing us anything. 60, 70,000 a year. Like, I'm sorry, but you're just not skilled enough. We don't need you anymore. We've got 3 editors, 3 composers, so we could have 3 going through a time, and that's plenty. You're not really loyal. I'll buy a bit of loyalty there. And let's have Don't Start Without Me come out. The mayor's daughter, prophetess a million, but it's now down to 1%. We can end distribution. And it only ever was second. There was another movie that beat it on its opening week. But it can go into the archive. And Don't Start Without Me. B- on the Kingdom mark. Your journey from your home to the theater might easily be more exciting. Yep, plenty of reviews, but none of them good. It's not cinematography, it's amateur art. A movie that no decent woman should watch. To be perfectly honest, it wasn't that interesting. Even fan favorite Peter Holland looks like a wet sock. Well, I mean, yeah, we weren't expecting a lot of this movie, if I recall correctly. Lydia learned something from it, playing the evil witch. And overall cost us not that much. Could have been more. But we're gonna go ahead and stop there for now. The Sicilian Tiger will be, well, hold on. I need to do the math here, and I'll do it off camera. March 23rd, 258 days. It's stale, but September 2nd, it could be fresh again. So I need to check whether or not this 258 days would last, and that's a long time to do the math, so I need to do it. But in any case, if you've enjoyed this Let's Play so far, go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time where I will know whether or not we're releasing the Sicilian Tiger soon, which is to say after A Saber in the Sleeve, or whether we will be pushing it all the way back to September so that the love interest will hit a little harder. In any case, I'll see you next time.